everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we've got the Lord of the Rings, the card game, card close-up. This is part 2. It's going to be the leadership and tactics decks. As you can see, I'm not at my house. I'm away for training right now, but I wanted to get a few more videos out to you. So, without anything further, let's get right into the decks. Okay, so let's start with the heroes of the leadership deck, and please forgive me if I butcher these names. I'm not a Tolkien scholar. This one is Theodred. He's got a threat level of 8 with 1 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 health. He also has a response. After Theodred commits to a request, choose a hero committed to that quest, add 1 resource to that hero's pool, which works very nicely with Aragorn here in a moment. I'll show you him in just a second. Here we've got Gloin with a 9 threat level, 2 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 health. He has a response that after Gloin suffers damage, add 1 resource to his resource pool for each point of damage just suffered. So you combine him with some healing powers and you've got a pretty good resource generator right there. And we've got Aragorn, 12 threat level, 2 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense, 5 health. He is a sentinel. Also, he has a response of after Aragorn commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. So you can see that you put these two together. When Aragorn commits to a quest, he can then gain 1 resource from Theodred's ability and then ready himself with that resource with his own ability. Okay, let's move on to the ally cards for the leadership deck. First, we've got the Snowborn Scout. Cost of 1, 0 willpower, 0 attack, 1 defense. This guy is pretty much cannon fodder. He does have a response that after he enters play, he can choose 1 location and place 1 progress token on that location. And you're going to have 3 of these. Now we've got the Guard of the Citadel, 2 cost, 1 willpower, 1 attack, 0 defense, 2 health. And no special ability. So he's pretty much there for attack purposes, maybe cannon fodder, but also to help out on the quests. You're going to have 3 of those guys. Next we've got the Son of Arnor. He has 3 cost, 0 willpower, 2 attack, 0 defense, 2 health. Response after Son of Arnor enters play, choose an enemy card in the staging area or currently engaged with another player, engage that enemy. And he comes with 2 cards total with the base set. You've got the Silver Load Archer, 3 cost, 1 willpower, 2 attack, 0 defense, and 1 health. And he is ranged, and you get 2 of those. Next we've got Faramir, which anybody who's seen the movies certainly knows him, and I'm sure read the books as well. He is going to be unique, so you can only have 1 of Faramir out at a time. He has 4 cost, 2 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense. His action, though, and he has 3 health. His action is exhaust Faramir to choose a player. Each character controlled by that player gets 1 additional willpower until the end of the phase. And you're going to have 2 copies of Faramir. Then we've got Longbeard Orcslayer. He has 4 cost, 0 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 3 health. A response after Longbeard Orcslayer enters play, deal 1 damage to each orc enemy in play. And that's going to be whether it's the staging area or in engaged with you or engaged with your opponent. You get 2 of those. And finally we've got Brock Ironfist, 6 costs, so very expensive, 2 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 health. He is unique, but he's the only one you get, so that's not a real problem with just the base set. Response, after a dwarf hero you control leaves play, put Brock Ironfist into play from your hand. So if one of your dwarf heroes dies, you don't have to pay the cost. You pretty much put Brock Ironfist out to replace him, and he is pretty close to as powerful as some of your heroes. Also, with the leadership allies, I didn't mention there are 15 total ally cards, which means that not only is the leadership specialty, but that is the most of any sphere of influence in the game, in the base set. So now we've got the attachments. There are only 3 total attachment cards. Right here we've got Celebrian Stone, cost of 2. You're only going to get one of these. You can attach it to a hero. It is restricted. Attached hero gains +2 willpower. If attached hero is Aragorn, he also gains a spirit resource icon, which means that Aragorn now can be used to purchase both leadership and spirit cards. And then you're going to get 2 Steward of Gondor attachments, cost of 2. You're going to attach it to a hero. Attached hero gains the Gondor trait, and you can use the action Exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2. And keep in mind, that means the actual attachment, not the hero it's attached to. Exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2 resources to attached hero's resource pool. And now keep in mind, with those attachments, that you only have 3 in the leadership deck, which is the least of any deck in the game. However, they are some of the best attachments as far as I'm concerned, and are very much worth having in your deck. Now moving on to the events, you're going to have 11 total event cards in the deck, which is the least events of any deck. So let's see what we've got here. For 0 cost, we've got Common Cause. You're going to have a total of 2 of these cards. Action, exhaust 1 hero you control to choose and ready a different hero. Next we've got, for 1 cost, Valiant Sacrifice. You're going to have 2 of these. Response, after an ally card leaves play, that card's controller draws 2 cards. Next we've got Ever Vigilant for 1 cost. Action, choose and ready 1 ally card. You're going to have 2 of those in your deck. Next we've got Sneak Attack with 1 cost. Action, put 1 ally card into play from your hand. At the end of the phase, if that ally is still in play, return it to your hand. So it's getting to use some of your more powerful allies for very cheap and then bringing them right back in your hand. So if they take damage, they'll be healed when they come out again. You get 2 of those. Let's see, we've got For Gondor with 2 costs. You're going to have 2 of these in the deck. Action, until the end of the phase, all characters get +1 attack. All Gondor characters also get +1 defense until the end of the phase, which you can see as the whole point of gaining the Gondor trait with Steward of Gondor. And finally, the last attachment is going to be Grim Resolve, 5 cost. Action, ready all character cards in play. Moving on to the the tactics deck. Right here you've got Legolas. He has 9 threat level, 1 willpower, 3 attack, 1 defense, 4 health. He's ranged. He has a response. After Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. Next we've got Thalen. Also has 9 threat level, 1 willpower, 2 attack, 2 defense, 4 health. While Thalen is committed to a quest, deal 1 damage to each enemy as it is revealed by the encounter deck. And here we've got Gimli, 11 threat level, 2 willpower, 2 attack, 2 defense, 5 health. Gimli gets +1 attack for each damage token on him. So if you can find a way to boost the amount of damage that he's able to take, he can become a very powerful tank. And even without anything to boost the damage, he still is pretty powerful, getting up to 6 total attack. Alright, now let's look at the Tactics Allies. You're going to have a total of 9 Tactics Ally cards in the deck. Right here we've got the Gondorian Spearman, which has 2 costs, 0 willpower, 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 health. He is a Sentinel, which really is going to turn him into basically cannon fodder. And he also has the powerful ability of, after Gondorian Spearman is declared as a defender, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So even though he's probably going to get killed every time he defends, he's also going to deal a damage in the process. You get 3 of those. Then we've got the Veteran Axe Hand, 2 costs, 0 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 2 health. No special abilities. You get 3 of these guys. Next we've got the Horseback Archer, 3 cost, 0 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 2 health, and he is ranged. And you get 2 of those total. And the final ally is Beorn, 6 cost, 1 willpower, 3 attack, 3 defense, 6 health. Action, Beorn gains +5 attack until the end of the phase. At the end of the phase in which you trigger this effect, shuffle Beorn back into your deck. You can use that once per round. So Pretty powerful card, very expensive. Maybe if you combine that with sneak attack, then you could have a pretty powerful combo. But you got to kind of figure out how you're going to handle that. Moving on to the tactics attachments, you're going to have 7 total attachment cards, which ties it for the most attachments of any deck. It's tied with lore. Right here we've got the Horn of Gondor, which is a unique item. However, you only get 1 in the base set. It costs 1. Attached to a hero, and it's restricted. Response: after a character leaves play, add 1 resource to attached hero's pool. Next, you've got the Blade of Gondolin, 1 cost. Attached to a hero, it's restricted. Attached hero gets +1 attack when attacking an orc. And then response: after attached hero attacks and destroys an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest. Combine that with Legolas, and you can really start moving through some quests. And you're going to have 2 of those. Then we've got the Dwarven Axe, cost of 2. Attached to a hero, restricted. Seeing a theme here with the tactics attachments. Attached hero gains +1 attack, +2 attack instead if attached hero is a dwarf. And finally, you've got and you get 2 of those Dwarven Axes. Then you get the Citadel Plate, you're going to get 2 of these as well. 4 cost. It's going to attach to a hero, it's restricted. Attached hero gets +4 hit points, and like I said, you get 2 of those. And finally, the tactics event cards. There's going to be 13 total, which makes it the most of any type of card in the tactics deck, so you can call it a specialty, though it has the second most total event cards, with the Spirit deck having the most at 17. We've got, for 0 costs, Stand Together. Action: choose a player. That player may declare any number of his eligible characters as defenders against each enemy attacking him this phase. Get 1 of those. Then we've got Quick Strike for a cost of 1. You're going to get 2 of these in the deck. Action: exhaust the character you control to immediately declare it as an attacker and resolve its attack against any eligible enemy target. Next, we've got Rain of Arrows, cost 1. You're going to get 2 of these. Action: exhaust the character you control with the ranged keyword to choose a player. Deal 1 damage to each enemy engaged with that player. Now we've got Blade Mastery, cost 1. You have 3 of these. Action: choose a character. Until the end of the phase, that character gains +1 attack and +1 defense. Then we've got Feint. 1 cost. Combat action: choose an enemy engaged with a player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase. Then we've got, and if I didn't say it, you get 2 of the Feint cards. Then we get Swift Strike, cost of 2. You get 1 of these in the deck. Response: after a character is declared as a defender, deal 2 damage to the attacking enemy. And finally, you get 2 of these. It's going to be Thicket of Spears, 3 cost. You must use resources from 3 different heroes pools to pay for this card, which means you're going to have 3 different tactics heroes to use this card. Action: choose a player. That player's engaged enemies cannot attack that player this phase. So there you have it. That's the leadership and tactics decks. That wraps up the hero cards that come with the game. Next, we'll be looking at, in part 3, we're going to be looking at, I hope I can get all of the encounter cards in and the quest cards. We'll see how it looks as far as time goes. That may end up being a part 3 and 4, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Keep a lookout for that. And then, of course, after we get those final cards into the part 3 or 4 of this series here, then we'll move on to the gameplay, the rules video, and the review for Lord of the Rings, the card game. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Look me up on BGG. Catch me on Board Game Blender every other week. And until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.